Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. This is the reward of being out very early, being a history hunter, and we are sharing these beautiful images with all of you. So let's go out and find the past together. So out here in the wilderness, absolutely wonderful, beautiful weather. Very, very cold, -3 Celsius, but hey, we're out here to do some adventures and share them with you. Some locations are very, very wild in itself, but there are details here. We're on the Atlantic Wall fortification line, where the Germans had different kinds of structures and some small secrets. And our task is to actually find those small little positions and maybe some of the secrets they hid around in the terrain. A lot of running trenches going on, and the first feature would probably be that little mound in the distance there. Eagle Eye discovered the first little feature here. As I said, some of the structures here are absolutely nothing. They're just bricks, concrete. But then again, bricks and concrete can be very interesting, especially when you come up here and you suddenly meet this plateau with these enormous metal bars down in that concrete plateau. And why were they there? Well, this is a part of it in a antenna array. And you see, this is a heavy-duty built structure. There's nothing inside. The only reason for it being so heavy-duty is that they had that massive radio antenna system there. And this little thing here used to be the house where they had a generator and produce power to hold and run all the electrical equipment needed for the communication things. For the untrained eyes, this doesn't look like much, but if you put that into context and you just go a couple of meters over here, you do understand that something really serious took place here. Namely, that's a running trench, hundreds of meters long along the coastline here. And what's the purpose of a running trench? That is to transport the troops back and forth on the different locations as fast as possible, and also to be safe. And if needed, they could defend themselves from the attack from the ocean side. So that is still here. First structure looks like a bunker. It's right here. So let's take a look at that. Very first little feature here. This is a half-dome shelter, a dome, half-dome shelter. This is mainly a munition storage and shelter for the crew, just fully dug down. So that will be the only thing to see, but there will even be camouflage kind of stretch on top of this area here. So going down the same little path that the German soldier would have done. Very often like that will be communication central. Also a place to stack some gear. And over that side is the ocean front. And right here you can see what it looks like. It is absolutely not much, but all that was needed to protect the crews. They could run in here, and there's also an emergency exit, so if this entrance was bombed shut, they could go out that way. Interesting. Let's go and find more of the features here. See here, trench separates. And why does it separate? Well, we'll show you why. There's a feature, just see the trench going down here. We can follow the trench. If you have a look down there, there used to be a machine gun position right there. That little notch there, or hole, was the munitions storage. And on this little plateau, you will find a machine gun on a mount to be swiveled around and fire down towards the ocean line. So that's one of the details here. And you don't have to go far to actually see another one. So just a few meters over here, you'll actually find an underground thing. So let's go down there. Be very careful. Eagle Eye and myself are enjoying this fantastic road trip made possible by all you great supporters. So a huge thank you to my patrons that makes this come true. And it's just a very small, dark room. I have to bring the flashlight later for the rest of this experience. Well, there's another room. Oh, I will bring out the flashlight. So let's make a little retake here. This is basically the first room. Coming in here, why are all these chip marks on the floor? Wow, look at that. It is actually pretty big. And there was a hole here, right out there. It's pretty sturdy built. Coming into another room. Wow. This is fascinating. It's pretty crudely built, but it's very, very sturdy. And I guess there was a shutter or an exit there. Coming into the last room here. It looks actually like a very crude underground barrack, but I do recognize the layout, and this is a munition storage. And that was probably directly outside. Okay, not too many other things here to see. Great little structure. I'm glad we could share this with you. Now we're going to continue and see if we can find some more here. I want to say a massive thank you to all my patrons supporting our work. Without you, a lot of this couldn't have happened. So please check out the giveaway videos in the beginning of each month. You can see how that works. You can win beautiful WW2 dioramas that we create. And there are special perks like for your eyes only video and behind scenes material, research material, restoration materials, all of that. So check it out. The best way you can support us in is to actually watch the video in absolutely full length. That helps us out tremendously. Some small little indentation. This is a foxhole. Just a one-man hole in the ear of the beach head, and main purpose, well, get a guy down there with a rifle and do whatever he can. Then something really spectacular, and look at that. Down there, that's a sealed off Mannschaftsbunker. It's massive, but there's actually an even greater construction over there. And an even bigger one next to that one. This is the room where they either had, I think it's munition or storage of a cruise. Not storage of cruise, but cruise stayed there. Then again, with the massive guns that was here, probably needed even more munition. So they kind of had several of the munition bunkers around one cannon position. And this thing here is absolutely incredible big. And these trenches were all the way back to the Second World War. The crews would run around in here, do their job, and transport themselves between the different structures here. In these trenches there are several things. This is not a rocket launcher or anything, it's just a metal bar that was used in whatever activity took place here, and there are several of them laying around. There's barbed wire everywhere. But hey, I'm going to show you something really, really fascinating here. This is a huge gun position where they probably had the 15-centimeter massive guns that could launch a projectile out there for miles. Wow, have you ever seen anything that big? This is the circle around, so the gun will be placed here, and you can turn the gun around, and that will aid that. See this track on the sides here? That would be a roller. The gun would have a center pivot point. The elevation was taken and range, and boom, off it went. And there will probably be like 20-30 crew members here doing the work on that gun. Just have a look at the massive foundation there with that screw-in adapter. Yeah, there are so many different structures here to study, but that is just fantastic. Still there. So on the side here, there are rooms. Many rooms. Very often a little pocket where they had communication equipment stored. There could be a gun rack, storing the guns here. See, the rust is forcing out the concrete in the ceiling there. Original blast door still there. Oh, it's not flooded. How nice. There's an opening here, pretty big one actually, and an opening here. And I'm guessing this is the end of the room. Yeah, the munition was stored down here because this is very heavy duty built. Walls are like several meters thick, and the roof would probably be like half meter to a meter thick. So very fascinating. So I'm gonna go up and see some more details here. It's a very special feature here, which I rarely have ever seen. See that? They put some kind of tiles, concrete tiles, on the outside of the construction. You can see the metal things coming out from the dunes here. It's everywhere. But why are these tiles there? I've never seen that before. In here, it's been flooded by sand and stuff. This is also a munition storage. Not that big, but this is where they store the munition. Sometimes in the roof there would be written what kind of munition were in which shelf, and I'm guessing there were shelves. You can see the imprints of the shelves on the wall there. It's still there. Wow. And this is where they rolled out the munition. So they will pick the munition that the crew wanted from these shelves, roll it out there, the crew members would take them there, and then off the round went. So now, this is the continuation of the trench. And look at that incredible massive bunker here. I'm guessing that is another munition storage. And there seems to be 2 of these storages, even 3 for one location. And that is pretty wild. See that pole there? See if I can get you down there. That pole there could easily have been all the way since the activity of the Germans here. Ventilation shafts coming out there. And this one also had something unique here. It had a separate machine gun top-rock. We're going to go down to one of the openings there and have a look. On the side there would be an entrance, and on the top of the bunker there is a machine gun top-rock. But we're going to go down and into the bunker, have a look inside there. Look at the passage here. Just imagine the activity, frantic activity back and forth between the gun position and what I think would be, if we find bunk hangers on the roof, well, we know it's a Mannschaftsbunker. If there is not, well, then it's a munition storage. So here you can see they actually took out a door, because this cast-in stuff here, there's actually a number there. Wow, interesting. So this place is flooded. It's just a small room. Go into the other side. Actually marked with 2, still there. Oh, it's dry. Let's have a look inside here. Seems like there could have been water here, but I'm looking for bunk hangers for the bunker beds, but there's none. So here are the shelves. That is where the Germans stored the munition. So for sure, this is a munition storage. That means they had actually 3 very heavy-duty munition storages for each and every gun position. Hope you're enjoying this little ride back in time. It's very fascinating to see the details here, and glad you can tag along. Wow, even one more. This is absolutely incredible. And they're so big. So freaking big. Also a machine gun turret on the end. All of that just to store munition. You see the wall there? It is at least 2 meters thick. And I'm guessing the roof is at least 2 to 2.5 meters thick. Wow. Also, you can see the camouflage canvas hooks all over the edge there. So, wow. Very impressive. Very, very impressive indeed. And the trench, you can see that it's running in between. And down in that trench there are so many small details. I mean it. Barbed wire, different kinds of pieces of equipment. You just have to go like down here and find it right away. What is that? That's a roll of cable that was probably used for the barbed wire fence system. It was everywhere, everywhere, everywhere down there. So it would have been fun to have a metal detector, but we are not on a metal detecting trip because basically everything is frozen. Even though we want to go here, it's probably not that difficult, but it's like 3 to 4 minus Celsius, so it makes it very hard. Little view of the construction of the gun position here. I have to say it is enormous, just enormous. And let's say you were a crew member here, what could you see? Well, basically almost half the world. All of that ocean line was your potential field of targets. So do you understand it was a massive undertaking to do all this stuff here, and how would you protect yourself with so many possibilities for aircrafts and ships to go by all the way out there? Interesting indeed. It is so fascinating to be here. I'm really proud to be able to share these moments with you out here. Just absolutely fascinating. Wow, that German gun and ammo position is just fantastic, and we are definitely going to show you more. I had to break it up in several parts because the video will be like 45 minutes. That's a kind of a drag, but hope you get the point there. Well, lots of things. We have the trench systems going around everywhere, smaller bunkers and munition MG positions all over, and foxholes. You have the gun placement with the local munition storage attached to the gun pit, and then you have the huge ammo storage bunkers with the machine gun turret on top as well. As you can see, we saw that, and there are lots of small items just laying around, poking out from the hillsides and the sand dunes. Absolutely fantastic. Yes, we have at least one more episode. It will be too long if we just cram this into like a hour episode, so we're gonna show you more. I will put the links to the other videos in the description, under the description of this video, so you can find them if you want to. So it was just fabulous, and I was amazed to see how much stuff there were there. And also we are also on that position on the lookout for a very, very special feature, a radar the Germans had there, and boy, oh boy, we found some amazing stuff from that radar position. We found like details just laying on the surface there. We found the cables just barely down in the sand with huge connectors and all of that, so we can't wait to show you that. Thanks a lot for joining us. Really do appreciate each and every one of you commenting, sharing. Please hit the notification bell icon next to the subscribe button. Subscribe, smash that if you want to, and we will definitely meet you out there in the next part of that adventure. Please stay safe, keep smiling, and we will see you later.